Well, tonight on this special interactive news segment, the level ground with me on the set is none other than presidential aspirant John Patrick Amama Mbabazi. Thanks for joining me.
My pleasure.
Well, presidential aspirant, a lot has happened ever since your video was uploaded on YouTube declaring your presidential aspirations. From that time to interfering with your program of consultations, is the playing field leveled for you from the local things?
No, obviously, at the moment, the playing field is not level. Because, President Museveni is out in the field. He is, of course, performing his duties as president. But the question is, how does one distinguish between duties of president and the campaign of a candidate? So for me, I know that that's campaigning. The others, the FDC leaders are campaigning, all the other people. It's only me who is restricted by police. I'm confined, I'm like a prisoner. So soon I think I will qualify to be a prisoner of conscience. So how can anyone say that the playing field is even? You've seen that there is a new way of demonstrating support by the population. This was done in Mbale. I was going to Mbale, and then people organized a rally in support of the president the day before I was due to hold my meetings. And the supporters of the president, accompanied by police, demonstrated in town. Fair enough, I have no problem with it. The following day, not only was I arrested, but the people who had come to meet me were dispersed. And here, the idea is to show that one is popular, the other one is unpopular. The question is, popular with who? That is the problem that we are facing. And of course, we've seen this repeatedly done. As you know, the campaign mood is everywhere. Posters of President Museveni for 2016 are up and about. Posters of other candidates for parliament, for district leadership, even for local councils are up everywhere. When I travel around, I see posters everywhere. The only poster which is not there is that of Amama Mbabazi. Why? Because each time my supporters put them up, the police comes and pulls them down. It's an offense to hang a Mbabazi poster. It's an offense to have a Mbabazi t-shirt. Young people have been arrested. The most recent example, of course, is Vincent Kagwa, who was arrested for 4 days. He was held incommunicado. He was given incredible treatment that I did not believe our own government could mete out to our people. And of course, all this was in violation of our constitution, in violation of the laws, and he was released without shame 4 days afterwards. So,
In your personal assessment of the situation, why is it you? What's the fear about?
of course, when the police acts, it acts on the orders of the president. When I was arrested, I know that it's the president who gave the order that I be arrested, and my daughter as well. So I think he's the best person to answer that. But all I can say is that it is not necessary.
You did allude to the fact that you had met with the president and you had put some of these issues of arresting your supporters, and he said that something was going to be done about that. But this is a scene that has continued even after having an interface with him over that matter. Do you regret having worked with such a person who's not transparent?
It's a pity that we are experiencing some of these things now, after we have established very positive credentials in government. And I hope that it will stop, because yes, I raised this question with him, and he said he would instruct the police to stop. But actually he didn't, because shortly after that, he himself went to Masaka and ordered the arrest of guys who had put on my T-shirts. And this is something that I don't want to overplay, but obviously something that I hope will stop.
Of course, but this is something that borders on lives of the youth that you're fighting for.
That's true. Yes.
Anything being done, because I'm meant to understand, there is a young man also whose supporter who's still incommunicado as we speak now.
Yes, I don't have the latest reports. I have not met the lawyers in the last few days who are out there struggling. One of them tried to see me the other day, but I think he gave up because he found I was in meetings, busy. But it's not necessary. And you see, once the time of an idea has come, you can't stop it by arresting people. Because our idea is, it is time for peaceful transition of power. Uganda has never had that before. And I would love to see our own beloved leader, Yoweri Museveni, do, in addition to the many things he has done, this thing that has not happened before, hand power peacefully to a transition government, so that our generation then prepares the next generation of leaders to take over peacefully.
When you captured power in 1986, one of his moving statements as a young man whom people thought was believing in the rule in democracy, he said that the problem of Africa is leaders who cling onto power. It's now 30 years plus. And here you are coming to say that, can I help you? And I get the power, the next generation. He is still clinging onto power. What do you make of this statement? If the Museveni of 1986 met with the Museveni of today, what would happen?
I don't know what would happen, certainly, but you know, I have myself stated, I stated in Chankwanzi that this was not the Museveni I knew, so I am saying something different.
What has gone wrong with the question of Uganda's institutions of governance? Because the way things stand now seems to be different from the way you started building up institutions in 1986.
We have put institutions, appropriate institutions in place. We have the necessary legal regime in place. So the question is, why are they not performing well? Why are they not delivering the services they are set up to deliver? And I think one of the reasons, we'll be speaking more about this in the coming days, but one of the reasons is that, you know, staffing is a problem. I think we have not paid special attention to competency, the competence of the individual staff being appointed. And I have repeatedly made the point that if staffing in institutions is done on the basis of loyalty to the leader rather than competence to work, then of course you suffer the kind of problems that you see in some institutions where clearly mediocrity is the order or the norm, the order of the day or the norm. Secondly, institutions, once established, must be given the autonomy to work, to perform their mandate. In my government, as president, our institutions would have full autonomy to perform. We would have the appropriate staffing, people who know what they are doing, and we will let them do the work. They will not have to come to the president each time they have to make a decision to get his consent or sanction.
Well, thanks very much, Honorable John Patrick Amama Mbabazi, for joining me on this interactive news segment where we discuss issues that affect the people and host people